You've heard of the Niagara Falls, you've heard of the Victoria Falls. Well, today, folks, we have the Whitley Bay Falls. That's right, we have a leak right next to us, so apologies for any sounds of running water, but it's, well, a bit aquatic in here, to say the least. I'm Adam Matman, and for this game, we have the Whitley Bay Beacons against the Telford Wrekin Raiders. Looks like Iona Harrison is going to start with the opening face-off for the Beacons. And it's Metcalf with the draw. Looks it back to Jordan Troop up along the near boards in front of the Beacons bench. Metcalf plays it into space and finds one of their D on the far side. Banked off the boards, just out of the reach of Sally Hinton on the far side. Shot comes in, flushes wide of Jess Kinghorn's goal. It's worked into space. Sally Hinton controls, will find Iona Harrison just behind her, but allowed to play it into the corner. Will be covered off by Nicola Wallace, the number 30 for Telford. Metcalf of the block comes through, or takes a funny bounce off the back of the skate there. That was how the Beacons went a goal behind against Leeds last time here 2 weeks ago. It's Donna Sumnall getting away with that one. Tanya Royce with the draw. Michelle Madziak sends it across. She'll receive the return pass, I should say. She glides down that left wing. Gets the shot off, but well covered there by Jess Kinghorn. She'll hold on, and we'll get a face-off in the Beacon zone. Tanya Royce once again with a draw, wins it, puts it out wide right. And controlled by Susie Rutherford. Again, just out of her reach that time though, but good work by Caitlin Jones, who stole the puck back behind the back of the net. To Becca Boardman on the far side, just too powerful for her to get into control. Caitlin Jones will dig out once again. Both Caitlin Jones and Amelia Hutchinson double shifting today, having already starred for the under-16 Beacons team earlier on this afternoon. That ended in a 3-0 win for Sheffield Shadows. Congratulations to them. As Boardman will control down that right wing. Got a lot of space to work with here. She gets stuck under control, fires and pops up out of Tegan Hyatt's blocker. Oh, and then the follow-up shot almost trickled in. It was a good kick save, like a toe save really from Tegan Hyatt. She'll be pleased she hasn't cut her toenails this morning, because that was could have easily crept in. And on the far side, Telford sending it around the boards. Alex Browell stepping into a play. Puck comes back for Susie Rutherford. Becca Boardman, who had that shot before, very good friends with Tegan. So those two know each other's game very well, I would suspect. Boardman goes down that far side once again. Amelia Hutchinson and Kerry Dunn are on this shift with her now. And she'll go for the change now, Becca. Although she just spots the potential breakout by Telford, so we'll hold on for the time being. But nice play to enter the zone, cleared away though by the Beacons. As shot comes in, Jordan Troop on her knees there, she fired that one away, and then follow-up shot hits her own teammate. I think it was Mathers, the number 3, who took that one in the knee. Comes back to the far side. A few players losing an edge early on here. There's no ice cut before the game. Just a dry one before the under 16 games this morning. It's that warmer weather, so not necessarily needing a wet cut. Work back free. Troop works it free for Amelia Hutchinson on this left wing. She'll get it away. Iona Hutchinson will put the afterburners on and will chase after it. Like a greyhound after a hare there. She got onto the end of that. Nobody there with her though. A bit of frustration. You can understand why. She completely did her opponent for pace there. It's very difficult, I think, for anyone to keep up with Iona, such as the pace that she skates at. Continues to lead this team in scoring. Madziak controls behind her own net, slips it out wide. Cushioned pass there, and she'll collect the return and enter at speed. Caitlin Jones doing well to stay with her, forces a save. Well, I'm not sure if Jess did get a piece of that in the end, but she certainly moves across her line to cover off that shot. Force Michelle Madziak to shoot wide, and it's her who's on the puck once again, a very intelligent player off the left wing boards. And entered in, it was almost flicked in there, but Susie Rutherford was having none of that as she batted it away with her glove. Metcalf pinches in, but that allows Iona Harrison to get in behind. She'll cut in off her left wing. Nice drag back, she's brought down, that's going to be a penalty. Arguments there, perhaps was it a penalty shot because she was the last defender. Iona was in on goal. Desperate defending, but you can understand why. Iona was in behind and was away there. Sumnall who will serve a penalty. Looks like Iona's going to take the draw. Sally Hinton and Kerry Dunn out there on our line. Caitlin Jones and Jordan Troop on the point, and it's Jordan who controls. Sends it around the boards. Picked off behind the net by Gledhill, the number 18. But just escapes over a blue line, forces the Beacons to retreat, so they'll build again. Kerry Dunn, but just going behind her. Runs off the plexi, comes back out. Amelia Hutchinson is out there now, she'll drop back and control. Empty net there as Jess went to play it, she had to scramble away back just in time, but some good defensive coverage prevented the shot from getting on goal. Iona's been appended once again. Telford clearly sensing that Iona's the main danger threat to their goal, and twice she's been, I wouldn't quite say rugby tackled, but brought down. And give away though, Telford, can they capitalise? Troop on the far side doing a good job. Iona as well doubling up. Just about pokes it clear, but Telford have enough numbers down that left wing side for now. Penalty not shown on the clock. So apologies folks, I'm not sure how long is left, but looks like they are getting ready to bring their player back on. Amelia Hutchinson will control. McLean comes in. And back to Madziak, who very sensibly just plays it off the boards into the corner. Dumps in, will allow a couple of line mates to make the change. Jordan Troop will control. So not to carry out once again. Almost 7 minutes played here at Hillheads. through the crease, comes out on the other side. Ooh, what an effort from Amelia, and he just flashed wide of that far post. Telford back to full strength. As it's worked free by Telford, that will force Lisa Eden to drop back. Magiak pounces on it off that left wing side. Works it back. Big wind-up shot. It's I don't know if she just didn't get a clean connection on it there, but then same effort comes through from the slot, turned aside by Jess, and then Beacons will work it free with Sally Hinton. Again, slips it between player and boards to get it away. Allows the Beacons to push out and make one or two changes. Iona, though, never giving up, working hard for her team and forcing the turnover. Jones sends it across. Comes back. Metcalf will gather, but good back check in there by Paige Brooks just to break the play up. Sally Hinton trying to get a poke check in there again, trying to disrupt that flowing move that Telford were trying to execute. Shot comes in, it'll be a good glove save by Jess Kinghorn. She'll hold on. And we'll get a face off in the Beacon zone. Face off to Kinghorn's goal as she's looking at it. And Tanya Royce with the draw cleared away by Caitlin Jones, only as far as the high slot really, and 3-on-1 rush here. Tanya Royce will find Becca Boardman, who gathers it in. Only one defender back there, now two, and then Georgia Wilkinson tried to stab home, but the puck just seemed to rise up on her and almost went over a bar. But now this line working well together, played most of the season as a trio. Georgia again working well. Puck comes out the zone, back to Caitlin Jones, who collects in the neutral zone. Georgie Wilkinson will go again. And into the corner, she'll chase after it. Becca Boardman steals in. Telford just about hanging on to a puck there with Kath Little, number 24. Shot comes in, Jess will hold on. Going to face off once again in the Beacon zone. Michelle Madziak will take the draw against Kerry Dunn. Madziak with the draw, wins it, gets it back, but shot from the point comes in. Jordan Troop sends it around the boards and then gathered on these near side boards by Amelia Hutchinson, who got stopped there by Blackie with number 44. Acting up along the boards, will be worked back for Madziak, who turns, will cushion it back. Another shot through, this time through traffic. Might even have struck Madziak on the ankle. It was either her or Kerry Dunn who took that one. Works over on the far side. Blocked again. Alex Browell, always good to see her back on the lineup. Shot again, I think Jess just maybe got a piece of that. It was enough to divert it past that post. Puck sent around. And Beacons will clear the zone, that'll allow them to push out. Really doing some good work, putting some pressure on Blackie, number 44, who got the puck back now. She'll switch the play back. I think they're trying to keep possession there, but it's allowed Islay North End to enter on the far side. Islay doing a good job there, just not giving up, chasing down that puck and keeping it in the offensive zone, but Telford will look to break once again. Metcalf, the puck handler, winds one up. Jordan Troop, though, once again, blocking the shot. She'll thinks nothing of it, she'll just get on with it. Blocks anything that comes her way. But getting caught under the skates there. Metcalf try to use the backhand flick to clear the zone. Beacons will keep it inside the offensive zone for the time being. Amelia Hutchinson almost stealing it back there as the puck got caught under the feet of Carla Gledhill. much in the way of stoppages here early on, so we're racing through his opening period, just 8.5 minutes of it left. Caitlin Jones centred across. Little will chase down on that far side. Doesn't get the shot off. Again, I think Jess just got a piece of that on the way through. It was enough to help it on its way and away from goal. As Caitlin Jones will gather, drop of a shoulder, finds Iona Harrison. Across to Paige Brooks. Slips it forward. This is the last game of the season for both these sides. As Little carries in, races down the slot. Good block by Caitlin Jones. That will force Jess Kinghorn into the cover-up. Yeah, it's disappointing, obviously, for the Beacons. The defence of their title last season, it was always going to be much tougher this year. But for Telford, your heart really goes out to them because, well, a win today should have seen them get into the playoffs. But, of course, that win gifted to Widnes from earlier in the season against the Beacons. There's Becca Borman, intercepts, but just loses her footing on the way through there. It was going to be a good break. Very unlucky. Worked back by Tanya Royce. Becca's calling through it, shoots first time. Again, good save by Tegan. But yeah, it's you never want to see games settled off the ice, as it were, as that game was, but it's had an impact, of course, on Telford, who could have been going to Sheffield next weekend as that one comes through and will be covered up by Jess Kinghorn with 7:22 remaining in the period. It's nice to have almost a full complement of Bulls back in the scoreboard now, so makes my job that much easier. Kerry Dunn will take the draw for the Beacons against Michelle Madziak of Telford. Kerry wins it, cushions it back. Telford almost trying to steal it back there, but it's stabbed away by Caitlin Jones, and Amelia Hutchinson looking to break away down this left wing. Slip through McLean's skates, but then out the other side to Kerry Dunn, gives the return pass to Islay Northend. Michelle Maziak comes down from the high slot, fires, blocker save, and then Jess will cover up the rebound and held on well. Smart goaltending that. 6:56 left now in the period. Still goalless here. As the face-off will go over to the right-hand side of Jess Kinghorn's goal as she's looking at it. Puck comes loose and it's stolen back by Amelia Hutchinson, who's having a very good game indeed. Turn there from the number 33 of Telford, Tiffany Jane Young. Puck changing hands and into his own. Little all advance, block a save. Rebounded just in front of Jess, but Jordan Troop on hand on the doorstep to carry it away. And they'll go again. Forward to Blackie, who slips it forward to Caitlin Jones, who sends it across. Well kept in by Gledhill on that far side, who's looked impressive early on. Carried out by Amelia Hutchinson. Metcalf will control and shield the puck well. Looks up for a nice pass. Tipped in between two players by Little, but Caitlin Jones recovers. Cleared by Iona Harrison. Forces the play there by one of the Telford players who takes a tumble. I think it was number 21, which is Barbara McInnes. We get a whistle on the play. It's going to be Iona Harrison who's going to go to the box. I think it's a tripping. Yeah, it is very frustrating for her, who's trying to get her team going offensively. Face-off then will take place in the Beacon zone. Madziak against Paige Brooks, and it's Michelle Madziak who gets a shot off. Good save that by Jess Kinghorn again. Fiercely driven shot. It did pop out the glove, such was the ferocity of the shot, but it bounced back and save. 5 seconds into that power play for Telford, as Jordan Troop will control and work it back. Turned aside. by the stick of Jess Kinghorn and into the corner. Work back, good shot, another blocker save, pushed it away. Cleared by Becca Boardman, forces Telford to retreat. They'll have to hold on because Telford's forwards taking some time to come back onside there as Madziak will then carry back in, shoots again, kick save off the pads. Puck comes through and then covered up with 4:56 left in the period and I think 1:23 left on this player advantage for Telford. Off one by the Beacons, who will try and clear around the boards, and it goes past two Telford players, but crucially not the third, who kept it in inside the blue line, and then Hutchison will break. Nice poke through, she split the D, but then good recovering challenge there by Gledhill once again, who for me has been outstanding at the back for Telford in these early exchanges. Troop all clear. Comes back across, Amelia Hutchison putting pressure on once again. You can see that the pace of the Beacons really causing trouble for Telford here. And this is even playing with a player short at the moment, a short-handed member of the Beacons. It's good work there by Islay Northend. Forced McLean into coughing at the puck. But they'll enter his zone, nice drop pass to Madziak, who fires, kick save by Jess again. She was screened, she saw it late, but it was a good save. Madziak will drop the pass to Gledhill. And then a bit of a scramble going on just out of the reach of Jess Kinghorn, who was looking like she was going to try and cover the puck up. Shot comes through into the corner. Work back. Madziak fires. Over on the far side. Shots blocked by Susie Rutherford, and then the follow-up effort was, I wouldn't say fanned on, but she didn't get a clean connection on it. 3:23 left in the period and still goalless. Beacons back to full strength, and Tanya Royce's line will be back out there. Younger sister Brooke got her first goal for the under-16s a couple of weeks ago in Manchester. A very good goal it was indeed. A lot of hockey in that family. Cleared, comes back out. Lackey can't quite keep it in. Becca Boardman will have to get the puck under control. Puck just going towards the boards. She took a challenge there, and it was a attempted play, but caught her in the ankles. Gets a shot off, big rebound. It's a fascinating duel between her and Tegan Hyatt. So those two very good friends. I'm sure Tegan knows Becca's shooting style. It becomes a battle of who can outwit the other, really. Oh, and that one hits the face mask, the helmet of Jess, who just shakes that one off. No stoppage though. Comes back, controlled in the neutral zone by Young. And we've got another go at it here. Lisa Eden will control. A little over 2 minutes remaining in the period. Say in the grand scheme of things, nothing on the line here. Both playoff spots have been long since claimed. And, Alex Prowl will control, and see the Beacons just want to end the season on a high, as I'm sure Telford will also. But a very different game to the one we had here, what was almost 18 months ago when they last met at Hillheads. It was early January last year, and it was a bit of a shootout. I seem to remember, high scoring game, exchanged goals early on in the first period. Telford are a good side, as they've proved this season. They beat Widnes 10-0 at home, which is no mean feat. A team that are always strong on home ice, and there's a lot of teams that don't always travel with great numbers, but they've got three forward lines here today. It's or sorry, 3 D pairings and 2 forward lines, so they're strong enough. Georgia Wilkinson trying to control in the mid slot. Troop will gather. So Wilkinson, Madziak's onto that into a flash, so he gets a shot off. It was a fierce effort. Just couldn't keep it between the pipes and under the crossbar, just narrowly sailed over. Madziak shoots again. Gets a lot of power in her effort, so even when she was off balance there, she was off her feet, she was almost on her knees just about when she got that effort away, and still manages to get a lot of power onto those efforts. Little over 35 seconds left in the period now. Works back. Puck comes out, Beacon's looking to catch him on the break. There's a lovely pass there to find Iona Harrison, who fires, rebound, and then stabs it away wide of the goal, but Paige Brooks with a fantastically weighted pass there. And it was a great save there by Tegan Hyatt, who is one of the best goalies in this league, there's no doubt about that. Caitlin Jones carries in, saying that's offside. Not so sure. One would assume it must have been Sally Hinton who was in an offside position, but she looked like she was trailing the play slightly, so to me that looked a bad call, but I could be wrong. And with just seconds to tick down, Amelia Hutchinson will control out wide to Jenny Foster. Buzzer goes, that will do it for the end of the period then. So it's goalless here at well, there used to be a swimming pool in North Shields called Wet and Wild, and it looks like it might have moved a few miles north to Whitley Bay here this afternoon, but we shall be back in around about 3 minutes time. Thank you. Welcome back, folks, and no, it isn't raining in here. It's actually nice and sunny outside. We're stuck inside a chilly ice rink with plenty of moisture and water draining down to the left of me. It's should have used that break for a comfort stop, really. Sound of running water doesn't do you much good. But yeah, all jokes aside, we're getting ready for the start of the second period. And apologies if you can hear that running water in the background. That is, as you can well be aware, is completely out of our hands. Iona Harrison getting ready to take the draw up against Michelle Madziak. Or is it? No, sorry, it was Metcalf. Heather Metcalf who had the draw, and she's got the shot off. Just flashes wide of that glove side on Jess Kinghorn's goal. Shot from distance. Cleared by Lisa Eden, just about kept inside as Iona was looking to steal away and break free. Played up the near boards. It will be controlled by Young. Tussling behind the back of the net there is Jordan Troop and Heather Metcalf. Paige Brooks trying to get it away. It was good blocked clearance there. As Sally Hinton got it over. Telford will have to retreat because they're offside. On the far side, Jordan Troop. Again, tenacious play by the youngster there to help get it away. And then Iona trying to steal in. She was behind the last defender there. She was in on goal. Well, I say last defender. Young was on this far side, but she would have took a lot of stopping now. It's just out of Iona's reach as well. Allows Young a chance to recover and get it away. Paige Brooks back to Iona Harrison. Still in possession here. Backhand flick. Tegan Hyatt just helps it away behind the goal. Caitlin Jones coming across. Made up a lot of ground there. Jess Kinghorn releases it quickly into the path of the youngster as Caitlin Jones with a nice pass. It's forward to Iona Harrison. Telford have got two players back. They'll not get there in time, though. And Iona Harrison's rocket of a shot breaks a deadlock. And it's Beacons 1, Telford 0. Iona Harrison been threatening to get a name on the score sheet all throughout that first period, just didn't get the breaks, but a fantastic pass forward to her, and she buries it into the back of her net. Tegan Hyatt with no chance of stopping that. She's played fantastic so far in this game, and they'll look to try and get in behind once again. Georgia Wilkinson gets a shot off, kick save, big rebound. Just came to Becca Boardman at a rate she was almost committed to coming in, and it was behind her before she knew it. Just unable to gather, but almost with a chance of doubling up there. Tanya Royce helps it on. Becca Boardman tried the return pass, but Telford getting numbers back. I think it was a combination of Madziak and McInnes who blocked that passing lane. Kept in on the far side by Green, number 11. As Caitlin Jones goes in along the boards. Works back. Tanya Royce will gather. Cleared out the zone. That's going to be controlled well, though, at centre red by McInnes, who helps it along in front of the Telford bench. Now, works back by Tanya Royce once again. Plays it into space to Becca Boardman, who races on. Back off the end boards, comes back through. Stretch pass, that will come down. That's going to be an icing call on Telford, though. And they'll not be able to make that line change. I think, Melanie Green was looking to try and get off the ice there. That's come right at the end of her shift. Almost, well, just over 3 minutes played here in the start of the second period. It's 1-0 Beacons. Bit of a delay before we get the puck drop. Mel Lydell sorting one or two things out with Jess Kinghorn at the far side, just out of your shot. Look back. Well done by Jordan Troop to keep that in. It was a bit of a powerful clearance, which almost, well, did catch Little. It was purely accidental though, as Tegan Hyatt will cover that one up. Good save from her. There's a number 4, which traditionally isn't a goalie number, it's normally a defender's number, but although that really matters. Works back. Again, Troop throwing everything into that challenge to stop Little from breaking out, keeps the puck inside as well, because Madziak was trying to clear. Was it Madziak? No, it might not have been. It might have been McInnes actually at the back there as Troop. Or Sumnall, in fact it was, 23. As Troop will clear once again. Oh, this time though, drop of a shoulder, sees Metcalf get inside, shoots just wide of the blocker of Jess Kinghorn once again. Jordan Troop trying to push out. Sumnall's effort goes through a couple of pairs of legs and then forces Jess into a save. Little funds on the effort, but good work by Kerry Dunn there, just doing enough to put her off, and she might even have got a stick on the end of that shot. Forces a turnover. It's controlled in the corner. Good play that by Metcalf. Good, excellent reaction save by Jess Kinghorn, who was falling but was able to make the kick save with the pads. Metcalf will go again, dumps it back in. Kerry Dunn asking for a change there. Jordan Troop plays forward. Iona Harrison controls on the left wing. Loves playing down there and cutting inside. Gets a shot off and scores again. Fantastic effort there by Iona Harrison. Her second of the game. And again, Tegan Hyatt could do nothing about it. Heart goes out to her. She's played fantastic so far, but two really well taken shots by Iona Harrison. A couple of minutes apart, and it's given the Beacons a 2-goal lead. Sally Hinton, who tips in. Iona will chase, but it will be controlled by Blackie. And then slowly try to work out there by Telford, but Beacons with numbers back. McLean will operate down this left wing. Lisa Eden coming across and doing a good job. She works along the boards, 5 from distance. That was Young with the effort. Sally Hinton will try and chase this one down. McLean will get there first. Sally does a good job of keeping it inside the zone, uses her body just to trap the puck, but now they'll have to retreat as the puck comes out, falls behind Michelle Madziak, who has to readjust before dumping in. Caitlin Jones will gather. Out wide left. Nicely done by Iona Harrison, who was looking to break out once again. Metcalf with a nice pass to Madziak, who fires. Kick save by Jess Kinghorn. Again, some great reaction saves from her. Sally Hinton on the left wing. Metcalf will pick that one off with Young there to double up. Caitlin Jones comes across. Pokes low. Past her. Nice bit of play this by the Telford forward. It was Metcalf again and Jess making the save. Caitlin Jones carries out. Iona Harrison racing onto that once more. Shoots from an acute angle, and I tell you what, it was on target. Forced Tegan Hyatt into a save. Fantastic save it was as well. It was another fiercely driven effort. It's always difficult to find the net from that angle, but I tell you what, Iona did it a really good go. Or gave it a really good go, I should say. There's on the far side, on that right wing, Little. Susie Rutherford will gather. We're going to get a stoppage on the play here. Slashing. I must admit I didn't spot that one. It's going to be on Telford though, so a Beacons power play. Or is it? No, sorry, it's going to be on. It's going to be on the Beacons. What am I saying? It's yeah, it's going to be Iona, who's I think went back to the bench first of all to get a drink before going in. So, face-off will take place in the Beacon zone to the left of Jess Kinghorn's goal as she's looking at it. 7 minutes played here in the second period. 2-0 Beacons as the shot comes in and it struck the base of the goal frame. Back to Becca Boardman, who tries to flick it away. Little, her shot's blocked. Rutherford will intercept and then quickly finds Jordan Troop, who will bank it off the boards and had enough power to clear his zone. Beacons will push out as Telford will have to come out the zone. Nicely controlled by Troop once again. Forward to Little. Troop comes across. Sends it around the boards. It comes out again. Telford will have to retreat. Nice work by Becca Boardman trying to break the play up. Cleared. And he is far as the play on the far side, which I didn't quite see. I think it was McInnes, but shot come through and it's covered up by Jess Kinghorn. That was Sumnall again, number 23 on that far side, who did a good job of keeping it inside the zone. 1 minute and 5 left then on this Telford power play. 12:05 left in the period. Second power play opportunity of the game for Telford. As Susie Rutherford blocks that one with her skate. Back out. It's pucks come nicely to Young, who fires but wide. Puck's in the corner. Cleared. Young's shot's blocked again as Islay Northend will push out. Races on here, but she's got the puck under control. Gets something on net. Forces Tegan Hyatt into making the clearance. Good play that by Islay, who pushed out well. And if the Beacons can set up play here, short-handed, that's a great way of killing the clock. And it comes back out. Madziak calling for it. Will now receive it with 15 seconds left on their power play. 2 against 1 here. As it was McLean who was already prone on the ice as she took the effort, but Madziak fires, hit Jess Kinghorn high up, might have been in the upper chest area, collarbone area, but either way Beacons kill that one off and they're back to full strength. Iona Harrison back on the ice. Puck comes over to Michelle Madziak, who once again helped it on its way. McInnes controls on the far side. Forward down this right channel. Nicely controlled in the slot there by Green. Madziak once again. McLean doing some good work. Works it back. Sent across by McInnes. Picked off by Susie Rutherford. Iona Harrison just trying to break the play up with a poke check. Almost at the midpoint of the game. Metcalf sends it across. Cleared by the Beacons, comes back out. Becca Boardman gets it under control, cuts inside off the right wing, fires. It was from an acute angle though, and Tegan Hyatt with the save. It was a big rebound. It was away from goal though. Beacons didn't capitalise on it. Another shot this time from Tanya Royce. Kick save by Tegan. It comes out past the midpoint of the game now. Caitlin Jones with a nice sort of mini spinorama there to get it away. Carries in. Tanya Royce just had to watch her skates there so that she wasn't offside. And shot comes in. Tegan Hyatt will hold on and we'll get a face off in the Telford zone. Face-off will take place to the right of Tegan Hyatt's goal. As she's looking at it, Michelle Madziak and Tanya Royce going for the draw. As Telford will look to push out. It's with McLean. Nice poke check there by Caitlin Stocks. Comes back to the left wing in green. The drop pass, but it's picked off by Becca Boardman. And puck was controlled by Young and then collided with Georgia Wilkinson, I think it was, who got bundled over in the process. So Jess Kinghorn making the save. She'll hold on and we'll get a face-off once again in the Beacon zone. 8:45 remaining in this second period. 2-0 Beacons, who I'm sure would have settled for that scoreline at the start of the game by this stage. Harrison with the draw, sends it around the boards. McLean will look to try and get on the end of it, but Tanya Royce, it's Paige Brooks even, who plays it into space. Sally Hinton going towards it, but McLean got back well. Paige Brooks trying to work it back. Lisa Eden just about keeps it inside. All officials said not, but that was close. Looked like it was still on the blue line to me. Won by Iona Harrison straight from the draw, but Little will work it out. Nice play by Sally Hinton with a nice back check to steal a puck for her team. Lisa Eden having to shrug off the challenge. It's Iona who's gone down on the far side. Little cuts in off the left wing, shoots, pops straight into the glove, big rebound, and then Jess will just close the pads and hold on. 7:55 left now in the periods, as we'll get a face-off in the Beacon zone. Good opportunity vote for the home side to make a line change, and it is Kerry Dunn's line that's out there. One gets caught between the skates though of Mel Lydell, the official. Shot though comes through, and Jess will just sit on it, cover it up. Anything that will kill the puck dead, that will do it. Back to Little, sends it across. Shot comes through from Gledhill, who again pops into the glove. Jess will hold on. I'll move the face-off over to the other side now. As Kerry Dunn will take the draw against Metcalf. Shot from the point. I think it was from Gledhill. Up on its way, will be gathered by Kerry Dunn. Metcalf shot's blocked. Amelia Hutchison will work it clear. Telford will pounce on the loose puck and get a shot off through Little. As again, it's worked well by Jordan Troop. Still with Telford though. Little cuts back off the left wing boards. Blocker save, just pushed away, and then the follow-up again blocked. Loose puck drops just in front, and she'll cover that one up. As we're going to face off to the right of Jess's goal as she's looking at it. Works back to Young, whose shot's charged down by Tanya Royce. It's a 2-on-0 rush here. She's got Becca Bourman with her. Delays the shot. Oh, she could have passed there. She went for it herself. And Tegan Hyatt with a comfortable save in the end, but she had an option to pass there. But you can't blame her. She carried the puck up and wanted to get the effort herself. As we'll get a face-off now to the right of Tegan Hyatt's goal, as she's looking at it. 6:34 left in the period. Madziak will carry out, enters the zone. Poke check by Caitlin Jones, pushes her wide. Big save by Jess Kinghorn, though. Who has played very well indeed. Good play by Madziak, who keeps it inside. Gets another shot off, but again blocked, and Jess will cover up. Face-off will be in the Beacon zone. Metcalf with a draw against Iona Harrison. Helped on its way by Young, just out of reach of Little. Caitlin Jones will regather behind her net. Comes back for Iona Harrison, who flicks it out wide, and she'll get onto the end of her own pass. It's a 2-on-1 rush here. Sally Hinton's with her, but Young with the challenge. Stopping Iona in her tracks. Puck behind the netting. Iona's worked it back. Making some good play around the boards here, Iona. Who I think her performances just go up a notch every single time she plays. An ascending star really from the opening game to now. It's been quite the season for her. As Caitlin Jones will pop it into some space. Kerry Dunn will chase after it. But Gledhill will get there first. So and cleared by Telford. It's not going to quite have the legs to go all the way for an icing, but it doesn't matter as Alex Prowell will control. Puck getting caught behind her a little bit, but she'll find Amelia Hutchinson down the left wing. Amelia cuts in. Work back. Amelia will go again. That's good defensive play by Gledhill. And a quick releasing pass for McLean, who will chase after it. Jordan Troop sticks with her. Kerry Dunn clears, only as far as McLean again. Try to pick out Madziak at the back door, but Troop was there to clear. Along the near boards, Jordan Troop going to work it out once more. Had McInnes with her. And then Islay Northend will help clear the zone. Gledhill will have to hold on and wait for her teammates to retreat from an offside position. Dumped back in as some sort of weird insect flies past the camera there. Madziak with a lovely turn there to get past Alex Prowell. Fires, big rebound. Hacking and slashing going in, but Jess Kinghorn will hold on and stayed alert there. But Madziak really controlling the tempo for Telford. She's had their best chances, and if they are to get a way back into this game, I'm sure it's going to be coming from her, as she's looked outstanding going forward. 3:48 left in this second period then. Works back. Sumnall helps it on to Metcalf. Caitlin Jones in the corner. Work back once more, Little. Back to Boardman. Cleared, comes into a neutral zone. Becca Boardman takes it out around from the challenge. Fires, it might have come off the top of the stick there of Megan Hyatt. So a fascinating duel continues between those two. I'm sure Becca would love to get a goal past her good friend. Who wouldn't have the bragging rights? Lisa Eden sends it across. Caitlin Jones over. Georgia Wilkinson will chase that loose puck down and gets her stick on it, but picked off by Metcalf. Good challenge there as Tanya Royce and Caitlin Jones comes in. Oh, big rebound. Little tried to capitalise on it, but great reaction save once again by Jess Kinghorn, who dived full length and was able to use that stick of hers to hook it back into her grasp and cover up with 2:31 left in the period. Michelle Madziak's lines back out on the ice. Back to the boards, helped on by Young, and McLean will chase after it. It's helped along the boards. McLean again, work back to the slot. And Green, who didn't quite get a shot off there, but good defensive coverage by the Beacons to prevent her from getting the shot away, really. Sally Hinton watching Madziak, and then Iona Harrison putting a challenge in as well, but still with Madziak, who will control, and nice cut back. Nobody there though in the slot, and it's a cushioned pass by Paige Brooks to send Sally Hinton away. It's a 2 against 1, and puck's just waiting to come to Paige Brooks, but that allowed Blackie to get across and make the clearance, but pass just a little bit short perhaps there for Paige to work with. But as Iona fires, and it's trickled in. Puck had a lot of power on that shot, and it just proved to be too strong for Tegan Hyatt to stop. But again, you know, it was such a powerful effort. She made the stop, but the puck had legs, and it rolled over the line agonisingly. Minute 31 remaining in the period. It's 3-0 Beacons, and a hat-trick for Iona Harrison. Works back to Jordan Troop, and it comes out to Islay Northend, who helps it on to Kerry Dunn, and then Blackie will control. Sends it across. Amelia Hutchinson will close down. It's always good to see this Beacons side roll out 3 forward lines. It always helps having that depth, and they've all put in better performances when they have had that coverage there. So nicely done by Caitlin Jones. A lot of composure there. Shot again. I think it just took a nick off the outside of Jess Kinghorn's blocker there on the way past. Madziak sends it around. Kerry Dunn will. Well, didn't seem to be too much of an effort there as Green went over. I don't know if Green was just off balance a little bit, but didn't seem like Kerry had lent on her much. Madziak shoots from the high slot, just flashes wide. Jordan Troop will duck back the other side, comes to Islay Northend, who will find McInnes from just inside the zone. Big rebound, and they'll score. And eventually it's Anne McLean who will get her team on the scoreboard. That goal's been coming, and the pressure eventually told, but Jess just needed a little bit maybe support there. One too many rebounds that she just couldn't clear. With just over 16 seconds left in the period, Telford make it a 2-goal game once again. And it is going to be Heather Metcalf to take the draw against Tanya Royce. Royce with the draw. Just behind Susie Rutherford, and there's a time for Telford to get a 2nd goal back before the break. Would certainly make it an interesting 3rd period. Puck's loose. Jess will cover up with 2.3 seconds left in the period. There will be just enough time for the puck drop. And we'll get a face-off to the right of Jess Kinghorn's goal. They've decided to pull Tegan Hyatt for the remainder of the period, so the extra attacker. I can understand why, because once the buzzer goes, there was never going to be enough time for the Beacons to both win the puck and get a shot off in time. There's plenty of time for them to capitalise for Telford. So it's a clever little move, didn't quite work, and it remains 3-1 as we take another short break. We will be back with you in around about 3 minutes' time. Thank you. welcome back to the Whitley Bay Aquatic Centre as the leak continues to pour down to our left as the players are coming out for the start of the third and final period. A 3-1 lead to the Beacons after Iona Harrison's straight hat-trick to post a 3-goal lead. Telford got a goal back in the last minute, just seconds left in the period, when Anne McLean made it 3-1 and back to a 2-goal game. Mel Lydell just checking that the goal lights are working, which they were earlier. I don't think they could have broken in the last 4 minutes or so. It's normally what you do at the start of a game rather than the start of the third and final period. But anyway, Iona Harrison works it back to Lisa Eden, off the boards to Sally Hinton. Sally Hinton attempting the drag back as she cut inside, puck just getting away from it. Good work by Paige Brooks. This top line working very well for the Beacon. Well, as all three lines have, as Iona winds up a huge shot. There's going to be a penalty called on Telford here, as Jess makes the move back from the bench, but they'll not have the time to even go on the power play, as it was Paige Brooks who scored the delay penalty goal, sweeping home to the back post on the glove side. And it's now 4-1 Beacons. I think Jess King-Ordered only just got back to her bench for the extra skater to get on, and well, there wasn't time for her to join the play as the sixth attacker, or even time to call the penalty for a power play. So a delayed penalty goal it is, as Tanya Royce's line will start us off again. So 35 seconds in then to the start of this third and final period, and the Beacons score once again. Paige, who's stepped up a couple of times to play for the Beacons A team in Div 1 and acquitted herself really well indeed on both occasions. Of course, both her and Becca Boardman did extremely well down in Milton Keynes a couple of weeks back when, well, 3 weeks ago I think it was, when they had to essentially double shift, having played for Beacons B in Kingston, and then played their part there, played their part in 2 Beacons wins for 2 different teams that day. That's commitment for you. 2-on-1 rush. Georgia Wilkinson to Becca Boardman, who was screaming for a pass early. Young with the defensive coverage. Becca's pass is picked off by Blackie and it's swept aside, only as far as Caitlin Jones, who sends it around the boards. Georgia Wilkinson breaks away from the crease to control behind the back of the net. Tried to set up the play for Tanya Royce, who gets the shot off, but it's blocked. Tanya will win it back. Couldn't get enough power in the pass, but it's kept inside by Susie Rutherford, who was pinching in from the back. Good play from her. Over it comes for Young to Anne McLean, who banks it off the boards. Comes out for Caitlin Jones, who's always quick to sweep up there in the neutral zone. Blackie will come across and will gather as Tanya Royce closes in. Across to Gledhill. Jones keeps it inside the blue line. Comes back out. Madziak will break out. Good play from her, gets in behind Jones. Shots blocked by Amelia Hutchinson, and then the shots just stabbed wide. Sent back across, almost picked off there by Telford. Jones will collect off the end boards. Final period of Beacons B's season in Div 2. They'll be back in action in October. As Little will turn. And then Kerry Dunn colliding with Gledhill there. Wolfers will send it on. Just Kinghorn's out of a net there, and we're going to get a tripping call there on Kerry Dunn. I think she probably knew what was coming after that challenge, that played the advantage of the delayed penalty. And now it goes to a Telford power play. Metcalf works it back to Gledhill, who fires, pushed away by the blocker of Jess Kinghorn. Comes back loose, goes behind the back of the net as Jordan Troop will control. And she'll dig it out the corner, sends it back around. Gledhill. As Little tried to go top shelf there, just popped over. And I think it's hit Jess Kinghorn there, in fact. That looks a painful one. Yeah, I will not repeat what she said, but I can hear the groans. That was a painful one. But well done to Jess, who's going to shake that one off and carry on going. Who'd be a goalie? I certainly couldn't do it. As Little, it almost gets caught in possession. Becca Baldwin looking to push out. Comes back to the high slot. And Little, who gets a shot off. Oh, just... I think Jess was trying to half juggle it and keep it under control in the glove, and a quick release, and in the end it didn't matter because Jordan Troops carried out and it turned into a very good pass really. As Jordan tries to get on that loose rebound. But again, Beacon short-handed. Comes back once more to Telford, who have it under control with Heather Metcalf, who cuts in off a right wing. Jordan Troop got a stick on that to block the shot. Alex Browl takes the puck over to the boards. So pleasing to see her back on the ice for these last couple of games of the season. She's been a miss, been out through injury earlier on. Works back. Becca Borman flicks it off for Plexi. McInnes will leave and Gledhill will control. Puck goes past Madziak and it's picked up by Browl, but then Heather Metcalf doing well, but Amelia Hutchinson doing even better as she stole the puck off her. As Islay Northend will release the puck. Gledhill carries the puck up the right wing boards with Amelia Hutchinson sticking to her there. Not letting her really get the shot off, or even the pass. She could just only really dump it around the boards. Puck works back loose. Susie Rutherford trying to get it away, banks it off the boards. It won't come out the zone though. Telford will keep it under control with Green, who switches the play from the left wing to Young. Blocked right by the blade of Caitlin Jones's skates there, and stops Madziak from capitalising on that pass. Comes across, Islay Northend will leave it for Caitlin Jones here, and then Islay will help it on its way. But three Telford players really there. So much doubling up on her, there's tripling up on her. There's still with Telford, looking to work it back. Shot from Young, it's charged down. Susie Rutherford looking to get it away, it'll be off the boards. Amelia will help it on its way also. And McLean in the corner. Works back. McInnes helps it back to McLean, who was trying to set up the play from Gretzky's office. Comes back to Young, who fires and blocked by Amelia Hutchinson. Into the corner for McLean once more. Back into a corner on the far side to Islay Northend, who will clear. Young, that's going to be offside. Telford will have to retreat. They can't touch the puck. Almost 7 minutes played here in this third and final period. 4-1 lead to the Beacons. A stretch pass will come out and be collected by McInnes. Tanya Royce trying to close her down, but into the zone. They're going to say that's offside. Again, looked tight decision that one to me, but officials bring the play out of the Beacon zone. Heather Metcalf and Tanya Royce with the draw, and it's the Whitley player who just about wins it. Lisa Eden control, but then they'll enter the zone, will Telford, and they'll go again. Jordan Troop will control. Helped up the left wing boards. Amelia Hutchinson will help it on its way. Walfers can't control, and then Becca Borman trying to get it under control. Puck just bouncing away from her really. Tanya Royce working back well to regain possession, gets it back into the Beacon zone, into a Beacon stick in Jordan Troop, and sends it down the left wing side. Becca Boardman chasing after it. Heavy collision right on the blue line between Becca Boardman and let's see which of the Telford players it is. I think it's Nicola Wallace, Lisa Eden, so Georgia Wilkinson. Back to Eden. It's out of Wilkinson's reach, but she'll get it at the second attempt. It's about 8 minutes played here in this final period, and 4-1 Beacons. Becca Boardman's calling for it. In the end, it will fall for Jordan Troop, who her shot's blocked. Metcalf looking to push out, well read by Alex Browell, who stopped that attack before it could get started. Becca Boardman's touch serve fell to McLean, who gets a shot off, but again, Jess Kinghorn coming across and saving well, and playing extremely well once again. Playing with confidence, Jess, over these last few games, just out of the outstretched glove. Alex Browell sends it around. The Telford players closing it down, who I believe was Anne McLean. Michelle Madziak fires, cuts through the crease, but into the corner. McLean trying to control. Caitlin Jones nips in, but McLean almost getting it back. Now Jones will, and then clears. Blackie will fire in from the blue line. Madziak will chase. Browell will go with her. Took a deflection off somebody on the way through. Cleared, saved by Jess Kinghorn. It's away. Georgia Wilkinson working down the left wing side. Falls for Sally Hinton. Sally, the puck was rolling on its side there. She got the shot off. Much more difficult to control than you can believe, I would have thought, when the puck's in that position. Susie Rutherford banks it off the boards, but Iona Harrison was coming back from an offside position, so she had to leave it. She'll try and close down Michelle Madziak, which she'll do. Puck comes loose, and Iona showing more strength there as Michelle closes her down. Puck comes through from Sally Hinton. It was almost bouncing towards Tegan Hyatt there, who did well to cover up. With Sally closing in, but it means the draw will stay inside the Telford zone. As we're getting the reactions to the song from some of the Beacons players there. Yeah, and the bench is in full swing there. Not quite as funny as the other week when we saw both sides joining in. I think it might have been against Sheffield when that happened. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the game, and indeed of the season for both these sides. Shot comes in, good save by Hyatt again. And the puck's been crashed home. Now Lydell's pointing to the net. It's been given, and I think it might well have been Paige Brooks who scored that one. I didn't get a good look at it, I must admit. It was a bit of a melee in and around the crease there, but it certainly seems like it was Paige Brooks who squeezed it home for our second goal of the game, and a 5-1 Beacons lead. And you would have to say that they've probably made the game safe now with 9:42 remaining. Great way for them to end the campaign. Obviously such a tough start to the season with a very tough schedule. They had to play all of the top 4 teams away from home in the sort of first 5 or 6 games of the season, so you're always playing catch up from that point of view. But once they started to get the home schedule going again in recent months, they found a way to win, and that's been without their captain. Joy Hurst as the high glove save from Jess Kinghorn. She'll hold on, 9:22 to go. And again, heart really does go out for Telford, who was sort of denied an opportunity really to have a crack at making the playoffs this season. But Widnes have been strong throughout. Oh, got to give them credit too. Poked away by Jess Kinghorn. Susie Rutherford will control. Sends it on its way. The puck will come out. Controlled by Telford. Nice poke check by Tanya Royce as Metcalf was almost caught in possession, sent away by McInnes. Flicked on the far side by Little. Little again. Susie Rutherford went with her, but it's a nice drop pass there, and Tanya Royce will block it well. Becca Boardman banks it off the boards, comes through from the point, and shot comes through. And then it'll be covered up by Jess Kinghorn with 8:36 left. And it's the Michelle Madziak line will come back out for Telford. Kerry Dunn's line will be out there for the Beacons. Kerry Dunn just pointing to where she wants Amelia Hutchinson to position herself. She's a coach at under 16 level, so it'd be good to play alongside her and use that experience as Jones. Almost slipped that one into the back post that Islay Northend was trying to closing, was it? Or no, Amelia even, who was closing it. And McLean gets control, and then shots just helped wide by Jess Kinghorn's right pad. Tried to creep in on the near side, comes back out. Oh, and it was a great save. Jess at full stretch there, almost stuck in the pads and just making sure she blocked it, which she did, and then covered up the third rebound. Means that the face-off will stay inside the Beacon zone. Iona Harrison and Michelle Madziak with a draw. It'll be the Beacons player who gets there first. As Iona charges her way up along them boards in front of her own bench. As I say, become very much an offensive leader for his team, as Lisa Eden will control. Back out wide. Helped on by Sally Hinton as Iona Harrison comes across. Back up forward to Iona Harrison. Nice centering pass to Paige Brooks. Oh, great save by Tegan Walker and Hyatt even, and again for a second time. Tegan Hyatt with a great double save to stop Paige Brooks from getting her hat-trick. And but a great pass from Iona Harrison to pick her out. As Tegan looks up at the clock to see how long's left. It's been a bit of an onslaught, really. This has been, for me, one of the best performances of the season by the Beacons against, well, they're certainly really the best team they've beaten this season. There's no doubt about that. Telford, who are third and almost finished second, so there'll be a morale-boosting win should they complete the job here, which I think they will. Oh, and that one's took an unfortunate bounce off Tegan Hyatt there. Shot from the corner. It cannoned off the back of her skates and went in. And wasn't quite sure who scored. Might have been Iona Harrison. I think it is goal number 4. And well, great achievement for her for what has been a great campaign. But again, your heart goes out to Tegan Hyatt, who deserved a little bit more luck there as Telford called a timeout. 6-1, and I think she's been much better in goal than that 6-1 scoreline suggests. And say goals like that, as we saw the other week against Leeds, where Jess was very unlucky to concede a couple of goals like that, where it took wild bounces. Sometimes the luck just isn't with the goalie. But been a great performance this from the Beacons as the water continues to fall. To be fair, I think a lot of people in the suburban housing estates around the country would pay for a water feature like that, and the sound of the trickling as they enjoy a nice afternoon of sun in their garden. Tanya Royce with the draw then against Heather Metcalf. Comes back loose. Little over 7 minutes to go in the game. Cleared by Jordan Troop to Blackie. Tanya Royce to Georgia Wilkinson, who works some space. Yeah, as I say, gives the Beacons a bit of pride back, I think, is what has been a difficult season, and they've stuck to it, and there's been a lot of positives to have come out of the season. The major downside has definitely been Joy Hurst's injury problems, and we hope that she's back fully fit for next season and can play every game, because they've missed their captain at times this year through no fault of her own, really. It was taken out of her hands. And it's Jordan Troop, who continues to be a strong leader at the back. When I spoke earlier about Iona Harrison doing such a good job going forward, Jordan Troop's been the same at the back, really, and leads well as she looks to go forward here now on the puck. Nice drop pass to Becca Boorman, whose shot is blocked by Young. Game opening up a little bit here. Jordan will regather at centre red, sends it into the boards, and Young will get there first, just ahead of Becca Boorman. I've said many times before in recent weeks, Georgia Wilkinson and Tanya Royce, the story that's been, as those two never played senior hockey until this season, and I think in Georgia's case only started skating back in January last year, not even 18 months ago. And you look at the strides they've made forward this season, which is what this Beacons B team is all about, giving girls a chance to come in at an entry level and develop, and that's exactly what they've done. And the other positive has got to be for the likes of Amelia Hutchinson and Caitlin Jones, who have stepped up from the under-16s team and slotted in perfectly, really, like they belong at this level. And it's helped their game both at this level and for the 16s. You can see them growing in composure. .4:59 left. As North Shield's finest, Shaq. Surely got to be the most talented musician to come out of North Shields. I can't think of anyone else. As Anne McLean controls behind the back of the net. Gledhill with an effort, bounces towards goal, and Jess Kinghorn will hold on with 4:36 to go. Face-off will be to the left of Jess Kinghorn's goal. She looks at it. Metcalf with a draw, gets it back to Gledhill, who'll fire. Wide though. Lisa Eden, tangled up along the boards. It's worked back out by Caitlin Jones, comes back to Gledhill, who will go again. She collects it at centre red. Oh, and that was... yeah, and Kerry Dunn was quick to call the bench over. She's hurt, she was saying, and that, I think Amelia just caught her. It was purely unintentional. But Kerry's just telling her team to go down the other end of the bench and give Telford a bit of privacy there. It was Cara Gledhill who went down. I think Amelia just caught her because a bit of a size difference. Amelia's a bit shorter, and she put the challenge in to try and win the puck, and I think just caught her possibly at the bottom of her rib cage. I'm not sure. It was lower abdomen, and she's gone down. I can see that one of the officials from the bench, I assume a medic, is having a look at her. It's literally just in front of the Beacons bench, so the girls have left the bench now just to go over to goalie Jess Kinghorn and again give Telford some privacy here. Michelle Madziak and Eva Metcalf both leaning over to check she's okay, and with 4:13 remaining, we do hope she is okay. And so I thought Cara Gledhill has had a really strong game throughout, been very good on the blue line, and certainly you don't want to see anyone injured, but when she's had a game as good as that, she would have been nice to have seen her obviously come away unharmed. And so they're still peering over. You knew straight away that she was injured, as Anne McLean's there, as well as 3 Telford players looking over her. Could hear Kerry Dunn saying, yeah, she's hurt, to somebody on the Telford bench. to say, Amelia, it was completely unintentional there. She was just battling for a puck and perhaps arrived at speed and just caught her low, unfortunately. And these things happen sometimes. It was just unfortunate. But they're trying to get Cara comfortable. I can only really see her feet, her skates really at the bottom as her teammates continue to attend to her. It does look like they're rolling her onto her back now from her side. Looks like she's moving her right leg, so that appears to be okay. To me, it did look like she was hit around about the lower part of her ribcage or abdomen area, and she is sitting up now, so that's a good sign. Might have just, let's hope it was just that it's knocked the stuffing out of her and that was all, and a bit winded. And that can feel pretty nasty at times as well, of course, so let's hope it's nothing more serious than that. But the good sign is she is sitting up now. As the beacon's out. Yeah, she's getting up. That's great to see. Really good to see. She's holding her arm again. Might be a rib cage though, where she was holding it close to her body. But she's able to get back onto her bench, and as I say, it's a warming sight. They're all going to get a face-off at centre ice to get the final part of this game to go. 4:13. Worked back to Jordan Troop, over onto the far side to Sally Hinton, who will chase in. Michelle Madziak will get there. Puck getting caught between the skates there of Sumnall. Or was it Young? Might have been. No, it was Sumnall, 23. Madziak switches the play to the left wing. Sumnall will leave it. McLean will cushion a pass to her now, though, down that left wing. Lisa Eden and Paige Brooks doubling up on that side to try and force a turnover. Puck up along the boards. Looks like McLean tussling there with Iona Harrison, and it's good work back along the boards. And I can hear Mel Shelton to clear it with 3.5 minutes to go. So Iona dekes it around the on-rushing Green, the number 11. Switches a play out wide right to Paige Brooks, who collects it nicely off the boards. Madziak comes across and gets a leg on it as the pass come through. Was able to sort of take the deflection away into the corner. McLean will look to try and control here, which he does. Green will leave it to Madziak on the right wing, who enters the zone now. Heads up play, will drop past Green, who tries to switch it back to her. Flicked on by Iona Harrison and away. And now Iona's looking to break free. 1 against 1 here. Lovely drag back. Got Sally Hinton with her. And in the end, just fanned on the pass. Her weight was just planted behind her, and it was just out of her reach as McLean looked to carry in. Sent around the boards. Susie Rutherford will control. Sally Hinton will control on her own blue line here with 2:20 to go and a little bit over. As Metcalf cuts in off the left wing. Attempted poke check by Caitlin Jones there. Metcalf gets a shot off, but it's away and wide as Sally Hinton works it down the right wing once again. Or is it, sorry, no, it's Georgia Wilkinson down that right wing. And Becca Boardman switching flanks. Tanya Royce will control. Winds one up, but shot's blocked by Metcalf, who was back checking well. Less than 2 minutes to go. Well, on behalf of both myself and our camera guy, Matthew Donaghy, it's been a pleasure doing these games and streams for you this season, both for Beacons A and for Beacons B. And well, we're already looking forward to next season with a minute 30 remaining. And of course, Beacons A season continues. They're in action next weekend down in Sheffield, which I believe there is going to be a live stream of all 13 playoff games. So do check that one out. £5 for all 13 games. And Beacons under 16s will also be there. So 2 of the 3 teams have made it this season, which is fantastic and great to see as the club continues to progress. So please do tune in and support the girls if you can. As Islay North End's shot is charged down, she'll collect her own rebound. Kerry Dunn will go into the corner, but it will fall to a Telford stick. And then Caitlin Jones, who works it back to Susie Rutherford. A little over a minute to go now as Rutherford will check back. Out wide to Hutchinson, who is going to give it one last push perhaps. Draws a couple of challenges there, gets forced over onto a forehand, but gets the shot off. But good coverage there defensively by Telford. Cleared. Comes back to Little as Susie Rutherford just stretching to come across, and then she'll get it again. Try to kick it onto a stick to control. 22 seconds to go. Going to be a penalty here late on. It's going to be on the Beacons, but it's going to matter very little, I think. As Madziak gathers from the high slot, fires wide. Green will retrieve. Going to be picked off by the Beacons. I don't even think they're going to bother calling the penalty. They're just going to. Oh, they are now. I was going to say, with 2 seconds to go, it's hardly worth it. Just continue to play, but 1.6 seconds to go means that Tegan Hyatt will have to go back in the net. Islay North End will take a seat for the remainder of this game. Madziak with the draw back to McLean, and that will do it then for the season. And a great way for the Beacons to end their campaign. They started the season with a win against the Kingston Diamonds at home and ended it with a win against the Telford Wrekin Raiders. Player of the game time. I mentioned at the very beginning I thought defender Cara Gledhill had a good game, and I thought she did throughout. Pleased to see that the injury didn't appear to be quite so serious, which is a great thing. So she's in contention. Again, I spoke very highly throughout of goalie Tegan Hyatt, who I'm a big fan of. I think she's a great young goalie and a very good goalie at this level. And she made some important saves throughout, robbed her friend Becca Boardman several times, kept the score low as well. But I think Michelle Madziak, from an offensive point of view, she very much was the leader in chief and tried to get her offence firing. So I think perhaps she will be the favourite for that, but we shall see. As for the Beacons, as Becca Boardman there giving her good friend a hug, she looked very disappointed at the end, Tegan, as she as the buzzer went, and she doesn't need to feel disappointed with her own performance. I thought, as I say, she played well. But for the Beacons, well, that's a tough one. Obviously, Iona Harrison with a hat-trick of 4 goals in the end. In fact, Paige Brooks got a couple. But once again, I think Jess Kinghorn in goal was outstanding. And I think, you know, 6-1 win, but she stopped virtually everything. And great to see her confidence has come back, and she's proven to be a fantastic goalie for the Beacons, and certainly in the last few games of this season she has been outstanding. So we shall wait, we shall stay on air and find out who does get player of the game. There's always a little bit of a delay. Holly Smith, who plays for the under-16s, has got the medals waiting to give to the teams, as Lisa Eden leading the dance in here. So always good to see in the Div 2 team, so much fun, and that's what the girls are in it for, the enjoyment of the sport. as Mel Lydell will give us the announcement. And McLean, number 7, yes, she did get the goal. She was the other sort of partner in crime for Michelle Madziak. It's usually one of them that's getting the goals. And Iona Harrison, no surprise really, having got 4 of her team's 6 goals. She's been absolutely outstanding all season. And, well, hopefully she'll be in Sheffield next week with the A team, which we, of course, wish them all the very best of luck as they aim to try and get their place in the Elite League back for next season. Well, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure calling these games for you, not just today, but throughout the season. I've been Adam Mackman. Thank you and good night.